Hello, Mohammed. Like, why are you late, bro?
Late, we're on time.
What are you talking about, bro? You're late. Like, I've been waiting for hours, guys. Mohammed always does this. Always makes me wait, and I'm just playing.
That's what happens when you eat goat. But
Okay, go on. We're gonna ignore you just said that.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of What Are You Saying? My name is Mohammed. I'm rocking with my co-host Osama. How are you doing today, sir?
Yo, fam, like we're doing blessed. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it on.
Make sure to follow us at Ways 2.0. That's our Instagram page. Once again, at Ways 2.0. You can follow Osama at Kusa300. That's his personal page on Instagram at Kusa300. You can follow myself at Muhammad.global. Once again, at Muhammad.global. All right. We'll be uploading new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Anchor, and much more platforms. Make sure to like, comment, share, and
Yeah.
subscribe. We appreciate all your feedback. We love you guys. Hard work is coming. We're going to get better as time goes along. So embrace, be more patient with us. And without a doubt, let's continue on with the episode.
Episode
Today's
12,
episode, yes, episode 12. Today's a continuation of the episode before that,
10, I believe.
which is episode 10. And that was the name of that episode was called
What makes you you?
What Makes You You. Yes, exactly. The episode before that, episode 10, What Makes You You. All right. So today's part two of the episode. We had a beautiful conversation and we're just going to continue upon those points. If you guys don't remember, in that original episode, we talked about, we usually wanted to talk about 10 points, but since the episode went for quite a bit, we decided to cut it into two parts. So we're just going to continue along the original points that we had for you guys. So
Yeah.
now that we're going to continue on, we're going to start from point number 5. And point number 5 is your creativity. All right. Creativity is an interesting thing because there are so many different kinds. You have a variety of arts that flexes the creative side of your brain, from painting and drawing to dance and singing. But then you also have creativity in other forms, like developing efficient systems, building a bookcase with your own hands, or planning an aesthetically pleasing landscape. Every person has their own unique creative gifts, which are influenced by their own vision of what beauty is. Sometimes beauty isn't a complicated thing. Sometimes creativity and beauty is simple effectiveness. Osama,
Mhm. Yeah.
talk to me.
Honestly, like you said it best about creativity. And I remember I said something a lot like the last episode where the further you go down, the more important it gets, and basically defines your personality.
Mm-hmm.
And creativity is important. It's one of those things that do shape your personality, do shape who you are as a person. Now, mind you, we are all creative people. It's just that you might have not found it yet.
Yeah,
Some people find out at a young age because they know they're kind of unique and they know that they're a little bit outlandish. Not in terms of academics, but they know that they're able to do stuff in different ways that like gets people's attention. Whether you might be funny, whether you might be the happiest person, like you know how to draw or some stuff like that. Being creative is really important, and it does make you stand out. Like let's talk about like I want we talked about the Last Dance, right? Like in one of our
The
past
Last
episodes,
Dance.
and Michael Jordan is probably one of the most creative players. Like when he was playing Larry Bird in the playoffs, even though they lost that series, he dropped 63
63
points, bro.
on them.
Right? And I
Still lost the
just
game.
they still lost the game, but people were
Damn.
saying like, what a creative player! Like he would find ways, which is funny that we're called ways, where he would find ways to score impossible. Like if he's in the air, you're not gonna stop him, obviously because like Air Jordan, and then two in the ground, like he had a hard time trusting his players because like no one would be open, so he had to find ways on his own to make himself that caliber of a player.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you
Uh,
feel?
Creativity is something that's very important to me. Obviously, as people know, like I love creating stuff, right? I think since I was a kid, creativity is what gives me a lot of thrive in life. It's what makes me happy, what makes me want to learn. And the thing is, like, bro, I'm a creative person, so I create when I don't even feel like creating, and I create where I don't even feel like I'm creating all the time, essentially, right? So it's
Yeah,
not even for a project or anything. It's just for the fun of it, right? Like what the point said, like you don't have to be creative just to be like, oh, I'm a painter, I'm an artist, I'm a poet, I'm a writer, like I'm a
yeah,
photographer. Like, no, you could create small, simple things. Like a beautiful example is my mom. My mom is the most creative person I know, bro. take this in, Osama. My table in my kitchen, like my workspace, so messy. She's like, bro, you have to clean this up and everything. I'm like, no worry, I got you and everything. I just came down this morning and bro, everything is spaced out and it looks as if like I have my own office. Like she
Yeah.
just the way she revamps and the way her mind works, it's so creative. So
Hmm.
that's the thing. Like when you know how creative you are, you can use that to utilize yourself in different
Yep.
spaces, right?
It's
And
couldn't
just
agree
build
more.
upon those skills. And like we said, it's a ladder, right? So everything connects to another thing, right? So you need those
Absolutely.
things to become that best version of yourself. So
Yeah.
that creativity, all you got to do to find out how creative you are is get your hands dirty and just get into
Yeah.
a habit of trying new things. Because
Exactly.
you don't know what you don't know what you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. So therefore, you got to know, and your
Yeah.
creativity will allow you to find that out.
What you don't know, what you don't know. Well, it's funny that you say that because you said something, get your hands dirty to find out what you're creative in. Because
Yeah.
everybody has a gift, right? And you'll do it better than anybody else, if not as good.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got to get your hands dirty, guys. Muhammad said it best.
You
Um,
got to.
you're not gonna know what you'd like or what you don't like if you don't try it. So you got to go try everything. And the best thing is like now, especially now with like how we're like with all these advancements that we have like in 2020,
Yeah.
it's so easy to do things at home and try because a lot of the
I was
stuff
about to
like
say that.
yeah, exactly.
No, continue,
Yeah,
continue.
I was just gonna say 2020, so much technological advancements. Like you don't need to have to go outside and do something. Like you can go at home on your laptops or on your phone and see if you like something. Watch a video. Go download an app. Like if you want to get into graphic design, download an app that like is a basic app and see how you like it. You might get into it and then like, you know what? This seems cool. I actually want to like get into that. And I could say one thing that me and Muhammad like we at one point we never edited videos for actually ever. Well, I'm not sure if you do. I know I haven't. And I remember we always been behind the scenes, like more mainly a producer kind of vibe, where we would tell our videographer what we wanted in terms of a final product. But when we did it on our own, we loved it. We loved the fact that we can edit and we can like incorporate what we want. And then even though it would take long, but I could right now I would love to spend 20 hours editing because like it just time is flying by.
Yeah, it's true, and especially right now during COVID, if you want to know how creative you are, if you want to be an actual creator in any space, sort, or field, this is the time because without boredom, without extra time, without loneliness, you have the ultimate gift. You have the ultimate right. You have the ultimate passage of finding out who you need to be. So therefore, create, create, create. Don't stop creating.
Yes,
Don't stop
sir.
creating. Just keep creating. Just keep creating. It doesn't matter how powerful it is. It doesn't. It's actually funny. You don't think it's powerful, but you have no idea how powerful it is to someone else until that person actually sees it. All right. So
Well,
keep creating.
you can only measure, a lot of people get, do you know why a lot of people, for example, will say my creativity isn't good? It's because you said something about power. They want to measure it by power. But power can only measured by time as time goes by. Like as time goes by, I realize what you did for like I guess the introduction to ways with like what you did for all for love. Looking back on it it's a powerful thing that you actually did. Now during the actual whole process, it was creative. But looking back, the
Yeah.
power that you had to do was amazing because like you got so many people thinking something was gonna drop and nothing dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a whole
A
different
lot
story.
of it's too funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this like you said, you gotta find out how creative you could be, but also know like the limitations and also the reactions. You gotta try to control as much as you can. But obviously in the meantime, just keep creating, right? Life is all about finding out what you're good at and getting better at those skills until you become a eventual master, which is gonna take a whole duration of time, all
Yes,
right?
sir.
So the next point is your perspective. Can anyone else in the world see the world exactly as you do? The answer to that is no. No one else has lived your 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No one else has experienced life in the same way that you have. No one else has the exact same body of knowledge that you have. A person's perspective is uniquely their own. That's why it's so important to be a part of to others' opinions that people have as far as ideas and opinions, not necessarily to accept them as right or wrong, but to help fill in the blanks and continue to develop your own unique perception of the world. An exchange of ideas with the right person on your perceptions of the world can unlock realization and wisdom. So don't shy away from listening to or sharing your own perspectives and opinions. Osama.
Yeah, like, bro, perspective is a big one. Your perspective on life is going to be a lot different than someone else. Like, a lot different. Like you said yourself, you 24 hours in a day, you're definitely going to see something a lot more different than your friends or you're closer to your family, even like to put it in that retrospect.
Hmm.
And even, the most I want to say vulnerable time of your life is when you're a kid because your perspective on life is a lot different growing up.
Yeah,
Especially now, like as a kid, if you're like whenever actually I can talk when I was a kid growing up, you obviously envision life different, like what you want, what you respected, because like the things that you are taught, you can either agree or disagree because you have a perspective in your mind that you actually want and you want to achieve.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm not sure if you agree with that because I know like we had this conversation kind of in the past, but what do you feel about it?
When it comes to perspective, once again, like I believe I said was attitude. Perspective is a deal breaker. The reason why, like you said, no one is you. You are who you are. Your perspective shapes how you see life, obviously, right? The greatest thinkers, innovators, creators, people you look up to, I would say that they have, as far as perspective, it's very open minded. It's more vast compared to the average person because a lot of people are closed minded as far as their perspective on things in life. Most people live their lives living a life they don't want to live. So therefore, they don't really see the need to accept other things or most things for general speaking, right? So therefore, it's like I don't want to your ideas of how you see the world doesn't really matter to me because I work at this job and I don't like this job, and I live in this house. I don't like this house. My relationship is working well with my wife or my kids, so therefore I don't like anything. So
Yeah,
therefore, I don't want to open up my world, my perspective, my emotions, or anything. So therefore, the abundance of creative energy, the abundance of success, the abundance of whatever you want in life doesn't come near me because I'm a closed off person, and we
hmm,
know a lot of people like this.
yep,
But if you want to be that person, I seek greatness, I seek understanding, I seek wisdom, I seek perception of all things. Therefore, you know that you must not be neutral, but you know you must be calm and you must be open to everything that's going to come around you. Why? Because with that knowledge and perception, understanding, you know that I'm willing to take the risk. Risk. So actually, risk is connected to this. I'm willing to take the risk to go through whatever I have to do in order to reach that end goal.
yeah,
So by doing that, I have to take on a lot of things that I might not like. But in the meantime, by going through those things, my perspective grows. It becomes bigger. So therefore, I learn from it. So therefore, by using those things to my advantage, I see life totally different and I have an advantage that most people don't have. Think about it, Osama. The most
yeah.
creative people in the world, the people we look up to, they have a simple advantage over us. It's just perspective.
I like how you said how it's related to attitude because it more so is and those people those if your perspective on life is always positive, you're gonna have a positive outcome. Like you said, like you think about greatness, great wisdom, stuff like that. Like it's like even though there might be a negative aspect, you know how to deviate from it, you know how to deal with it.
Yeah,
And perspective on life is really important because that's a huge factor in terms of like where the trajectory of your life is going to be headed.
it's true. It's true. And the next point is your taste. What do you like?
In
What do you
food,
dislike?
listen, we can.
Let me get to it. Don't worry. I got you. What do you like? What do you dislike? Though we can find common ground with other people on one don't eat goats. Though we can find common ground with other people on what constitutes quality or beauty, your tastes are largely a unique facet of your personality. A person's taste will influence many of their choices in life, whether it's what food to eat or what type of people they want to have a relationship with. Exploring the different tastes of the world in all their forms is an excellent way to expand on one's horizons, learn new things, and continue to develop them as a person. An open mind and a willingness to embrace the taste of others can introduce you to so many great things. Osama.
Yeah, taste is a big one. I thought we were talking about taste for food. I'm like, how does this deal with it? But no. All jokes aside, taste is really important in terms of what you do and dislike. Now, how do you know what you do and you dislike? You said it earlier today. You have to try stuff because when you already put in your mind, no, I'm not gonna like this, but you don't know if you're not gonna like it if you haven't tried it,
Yeah, it's
right?
true.
Like It's like similar to like food. If you don't try it, you're not gonna know if you don't like it, you like it. And then if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. Because it's like obviously we have our perspective on what we like and we don't like, and then our attitude is gonna change upon that. And which are obviously shapes our personality and makes us who we are. So the best time to do that is right now. Like if you're working from home or if you're currently have a lot of time off, go try stuff and see if you like it. If you're already doing something that you like, proud of you. Keep doing it because clearly, like you, you're that's an incentive to wake up every single day and work on that art. But that's all I could say for me because like all I know is that I've tried a lot of stuff and then like Waze happens to be the platform that I'm going to continue with and grow. And if you don't have an incentive, then you got to find something that you like and that tastes better be tasting good.
Yeah, I think I said it in the very first episode, social media. I think at the end, I was like, obviously, this is our first idea. We've done a lot of ideas before we got to this point, and you'll still do more ideas even after this, right? Like
Yep.
when it comes to your taste, don't be stuck. Perfect example is like food. Everyone knows I'm a very open minded person when it comes to food. I love different uh, sorts of foods, but in the meantime, to be honest, I don't like trying new foods. Reason why is because I know what I like, which is very
Which is fair to say.
which is fair to say, but at the same time, it's limited. It's limited. So if I only like eating like seven things, the seven most generic things, do you know what's stopping me? Like I'm missing out on the greatest sorts of foods, combinations and creations from different parts of the world. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I travel the world, if I'm lucky enough to travel the world for work, I'm not going to try anything new because I'm so stuck in my ways. So therefore, I'm missing out on something that I might already like, but
Yep.
more enhanced version, due to the simple fact that maybe in another country they put more spice, therefore they add more sauce, or therefore it's more sweet, more sour, like all these different things. But since I'm so limited and stuck in my ways, I will never get that experience. So
No.
therefore, my taste is more
Whoa.
hindered and limited, and that doesn't make any sense. So beyond food, like the example said, also relationships, like when it comes to life in general, you have to try new things. You cannot be stuck. To be stuck is the seek and answer to the universe that you want to be stagnant.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't want to move. You rather be stuck where you are, or actually recede, go back. But the thing is, obviously, I ways, and what we're talking about is striving for greatness. So going forward, so you have to move according to your own pace. But obviously, you don't want to move at a speed that you're not comfortable with. But at the same time, if you're too comfortable, it's gonna take longer. It's gonna take too long to get to where you need to be, right? So you've got to go against the grain. You have to open your mind, open your horizon, and when you embrace new things, it gets better, right?
This guy killed it. This guy
It
killed it.
gets better. So the next point is your goals. A person's goals generally guides how they spend their time, energy, and effort. The areas of life and endeavors where we must invest our time, energy, and effort are going to be the things we have in mind most often, which will influence what we give back and take from the world. Short,
Yep.
medium, and long term goals provide us direction and motivation when we feel lost or like when we are stumbling on our path. Anyone can get more out of their own life, grow as a person, and find clear direction by finding some goals to work towards. Journaling is a great companion to goal orientated growth mindset because it's a place to speak your mind freely, map out exactly what you want, and develop a plan to get there. Osama,
Brother.
please let the
So
people know.
listen to everybody like that has goals. Your goal has to start from a dream that you envision that you want.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Say that again. I didn't expect you to start there. Started from the beginning,
Yes.
the
So
top.
your goal has to start from a dream, from anything that you want to achieve and you want in your life. So without your dream, you haven't had a goal yet. Once you had that dream, for example, we're gonna say you want to be a basketball player because I used this as an example before. So you want to be a basketball player. That's your dream. Now to achieve your goal, you have to have an amazing attitude that no matter what obstacles hit you, you're gonna go forward and you're gonna go kill it. And that's cliche to say, but it's not. It's better said when it's done. But a lot of people don't do that because they don't want to put in the hard work,
Yeah.
right? And moreover, when
Mhm.
you have those goals and you don't worry about don't worry about the future, worry about the present. You're like, okay, right now I'm like 15 years old. What can I do to get better? Go to a training camp. Go go search where I can go to play basketball, where I can go improve my skills. Maybe ask people who are older than you, who have taken that same taken that same, I want to say, avenue, and they'll ask for advice. And make sure the questions you ask is amazing advice. Don't ask like these like open ended questions. Make sure the questions that you're asking are detailed and you get a lot of out of them. Remember,
Mhm.
your goals and your dreams go hand in hand. For people who say, "Oh, your dream is just a dream," your dream is just a dream if you don't put your hard work.
I see.
You make it into a goal and then you go after it, and make sure that that's the only thing. You remember how we said last episode that there's no for passion, there's no plan B. Make sure that your goal has no plan B.
Hmm. I
That's it.
see. I see.
That's it.
Yeah, powerful point. Powerful
Yes,
point.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm not
Um,
sure if I starstruck you, but like,
no, it's funny because like obviously we've done a lot of videos and we'll continue to do a lot of videos, and out of all the things we'll talk about, goals will be one major theme. We're going to talk about this for the rest of our lives.
of
So
course.
obviously like the goals right now is big, but maybe 10 years down the line, if we develop ourselves right, we get bigger and stuff, the goals will become so small. When we look back, we're going to laugh so hard like,
Oh, of
I can't believe
course.
these were our goals, right? And the thing is, obviously, as you get bigger with your self development, the goals only become bigger. But the question is, I guess the goals and the way you deal with those goals, as far as yourself, you only become more efficient, right? As far as your communication, the way you work with your own time, your task, and all those things, you just become more efficient, right? And that only comes
Hmm.
through times and experience. So, pretty much, what I can to say about goals, what I haven't said already, is essentially, man, like you can't it's not I don't want to sound offensive, but like this is the truth. Like it's the truth. Like this is the truth. And if you see me, question me because I love to answer it because obviously I don't want to just talk about it, live it. Like you cannot live for something if you don't know where you're going. All right. So I don't want to hear you.
Powerful statement.
I don't want to hear you talk about your goals and dreams if you haven't done anything to act towards those goals and dreams. The reason why I might be sounding harsh and different tone of my voice is because trust me, I was that person at 18 years old, 19 years old. Exact same thing. I have all these goals, have all these dreams, all these visions and everything. But I did not work. I didn't work. I didn't work on those goals or dreams at all. I just kept dreaming. I just kept having bigger goals, bigger goals, bigger goals. But I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't pushing myself to the level I need to push myself to actually live out those goals and dreams. And the people I was working with, I saw them actually live out their dreams and goals, the same ones as me, or even smaller, quicker, way quicker than I expected because
Yeah.
they were putting in that work. Meanwhile, I was just dreaming and just seeing everyone else work, but I was just thinking to myself, you know what? I'll do it when the time comes. But you don't know how long you're gonna live for. You don't know how long you're gonna live for. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Your goals and your dreams, man, it should be right in front of you. I don't care what. Imagine just like you looking at like the sun. If you see the sun, obviously the sun's very far. Put your goals on the sun or put your goals on the moon. So therefore, at night when you look at this, when you look at the moon, you see greatness, you see beauty. Why? Because obviously the moon is beautiful, but you see your goals right there. Now, obviously the moon is so far away, but if you have that vision, you have that intellect, you have that desire, you have that fire, you should be able to grab the moon, grab your goals by force, and it's right in front of you. You should have it in the palm of your hand. Same thing as the sun. What you want obviously is far, it's hard to reach, but with that instant drive like Michael Jordan, that fire, that passion, that ability to get up every single day and to fight for something that you want, that you believe in so wholeheartedly that no one else sees it, you must be able to grab it by your hand and see it within your palms, see how big
Yeah.
and powerful it is, so therefore you can manifest it by your own willpower.
Hmm.
Because you said, um I believe you said you were talking about uh uh it was a perspective, was it power, it was time by power, what was it? uh
What are you trying to get at? Like, what are
One
you?
of our points earlier, you were saying how your I think it was perspective or creativity, right?
Oh, talking about the power. Like people like focus on the power, but you can only see power over time.
You can only see power over time, all right? So now with the goals, you can only see power over time. But if you do not enforce that power, if you do not enforce that power, if you're stagnant like before, if you do not move that power that you want to have over you, that good energy, like that good power, is never gonna happen. As opposed, the bad power actually could take over you. So therefore, that dark cloud will happen, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore, as a result, you become confused. You don't know what's going on in life, and you end up doing something you don't want to do, and you regret it 65 years down the road, or 70 years down the road, or most of the time on your deathbed. Goals, goals, goals. I don't know how to say this over and over again. Goals is a big thing. Come up to me or Sama, ask one of us, what is your goals? If you like our answer, ask why. Go deeper and deeper and deeper. Keep asking us until the point where you're able to see how deep we think towards one single goal. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're able to take one goal and go the deepest it can, as far as the roots, the intention, the value, the importance, the significance, is it a short term goal, mid term goal, long term goal? If you're able to see that, then you know that a goal isn't really a goal. It's not a simple thing. It's a very complicated thing. It's on you to make it complicated. It's on you to make it more complex and ideal, as opposed to being a simple linguistic program that anyone could just tap into. You can't tap
Yes,
into my
sir.
goals. You cannot tap into my goals. My
Well
goals have been
said.
something that I've worked on for the past how many years, and therefore it's something that I want to happen. You can't just
Well
tap into
said.
Osama's goals. You can't. It's
Yeah, that's
impossible. You
well
can't
said.
tap into Elon Musk's goals. We all know that. So therefore, I'm asking you, can I tap into your goals? If I can, that means your goals aren't strong enough. Go back to the
Exactly.
drawing board. Go back.
Absolutely right. You could have said it better.
You can't, man. You can't. It's it's you're cheating yourself. But you don't know it though. So that's why we're telling you this right now. I shouldn't be able to tap into your goals. It should be the most difficult thing for me to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The more harder it is for me to tap into your goal, the better it pushes me to become a better person. It makes me want to work on my own goals as well. That's how we push each other as creators, number one, and as people, number two, and therefore we better society as number three. Who
Yes,
wouldn't want
sir.
that? It's simple things, but obviously it's hard practices that we must do. But the point is, with that hard work, it's worth it because the result is a beautiful thing. Who wouldn't want that, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't
Now,
know.
number nine is your hobbies. What do you like to do for fun? It's a common question that people use an icebreaker, and it speaks to the type of person you are. Hobbies certainly don't define a person. What you spend your time doing informs others about what kind of person you are. Do you like puzzles, binge watching shows on Netflix, sports, volunteer work, gardening, cooking, gaming? All these things say something about you as a unique individual, your values, and how you seek happiness or meaning in life. That also means that trying out and adopting new hobbies can help facilitate growth and develop personal development. Osama.
A lot of people think that when they're going after something they want in terms of a goal, that they can't have fun, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You can still have fun. Like no one's saying don't chill with your friends. No one's saying don't binge watch your favorite TV show. But there should be a balance. Like you should have hobbies that you like that take away like that almost makes you just like forget about everything and like you're just working to, like you're just having fun.
Hmm.
So if your hobby, for example, is and your hobby can't be work on your goal. Like that's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's not a hobby. That's your job. Like that's your goal. That's you're starting to work for it. But your hobby could be like you playing sports, you working out, you chilling with a friend, you going like you like taking pictures, doing videography, something that's gonna take your mind off. I feel like hobbies are important because you can learn a new skill off of it. But also, it's more of a mind meditation relief that allows you to like self reflect and also you can just like like the time that you have like 5 or 3 hours to have fun and just enjoy.
I actually really love how you said that when it comes to friends and also your hobbies, as far as the things that you want to do, you need to have a balance because it actually
Yeah.
shows growth in your answer. The reason why, I don't think you expect what I'm about to say. The reason why is because every like motivational speaker, including ourselves, like we used to do videos of talking about hobbies and all these things, chasing your dreams and stuff. We always say one or the other. So we always say either like you work on your goals 24/7 and think about it all the time, or you just drop all your friends and people who have bad influence on you and stuff, whatever, right? But no one ever talks about actually the real answer is you need to have a balance. And the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you said that really shocked me because like, bro, that's true. That's legit truth. But we always say one or the other, one extreme or the other, as opposed to
Yeah.
having that balance. You could do both, right? You don't have
Yeah.
to waste your relationships with people you've known your whole life
No.
just for something that you want to chase. But when you have that dream, when you manifest it, you're not able to share with anyone. You can't celebrate with anyone, right? So the
Yeah.
fact that you said that shows growth and who you are since like over the period of time, right? And it's true. Like obviously, you have big dreams. Work on those dreams. Your friends, family members might not accept it or understand it, but the point is, as long as you grow and elevate, they will eventually understand and appreciate you for it, right? And that's what usually happens. So, yeah, the fact that you said balance was pretty good. I liked it because it shows
Yeah.
that it's true, and that's something I didn't even notice until you said that. So that's pretty funny.
Well, all I could say is people think that, as you mentioned, they got to be way too extreme about two things, like chilling way too much or working way too much. Okay, like
Yeah,
we get it. Like you need to have a balance. Like, for example, if you're married and you want to achieve your dream, you have to have a balance. Like the balance even increases even more because like you're in a relationship at that point.
of
And
course.
I'm just talking in terms of a like mid 20s guy in his mid 20s who's just like still likes to have fun and chill with his boys. And then obviously I want to work and achieve my goals. So it has to be a balance. Obviously, if it's a trade off, if you chill with your friends, you're taking time from your work. But if you work, you're losing out with your friends. But you gotta like ask yourself, okay, I'll give myself 2 days out of the week to see my friends, a couple hours at best. The rest of the time is gonna be working.
Hmm. I
That's it. There should
agree.
be a balance because at one point we would chill a lot, and you want like I would see like the members of Ways a lot, but were we getting work done? Maybe not as much because
Yeah,
it was always like it's like a trigger opens up, you just want to have fun,
yeah.
and then if someone else isn't involved, then you can never work.
Hmm.
But
It's true.
yeah, so I believe that there's and obviously you said in the first episode one, you're like you've grown so much within the pandemic that you feel like now you can there's a different level of success that you see in what you want to achieve, which
Yeah,
is
it's true.
yeah, so which is like I honestly like would never have expected you to say that because to me I've always seen you like goal driven, and for you to say that I just feel like you probably took time to self reflect and say there's a different Muhammad coming out of town.
No, that's the real answer. That balance. Hold on, before we actually continue, let me say this. Make sure to follow us at Way 2.0. If you haven't heard yet, if you're new in the conversation, make sure to follow us at Ways 2.0. That's our Instagram handle. Follow Sama at Kusa300. Once again, at Kusa300. You can follow myself at Muhammad.global. That's my personal page at Muhammad.global on Instagram. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe every single episode. We'll be dropping new episodes every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can follow us and catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Anchor, Breaker, and much more platforms. Thank you, and back to the episode. Yeah, so like no, it's very powerful what you said because it's either the right or the left. It's never in the middle. And bro, people make money off that. Like we obviously will make money off that, right? We will do seminars, all these different things, and we will tell people. We try to tell people the truth, obviously, right? But you want to be truthful as possible. But some people will say things that are so extreme that you know that out of 10,000 people, you know that only like 100 people are actually going to apply it, which is true, obviously, right? But you want to be truthful at the same time. So you saying that, bro, you need a balance. It opened my mind because I'm like, I've never heard anyone say that. And I've heard so
Yeah.
much from different speakers. It's either one or the other. I've never heard anyone say there's a balance. I
Well,
haven't heard it yet.
bro, think about it this way. Like a
And
lot
that's
of
the
these,
easiest way because
yeah.
with that, sorry to cut you off, not to cut you off, but I did cut you off. But
Go on.
once you have that balance and you see both sides, you realize, okay, you could actually lean more towards your goals. So therefore, you know how to deal with your friends at the exact same time or family members. So that's the
Dude,
real answer.
these motivational speakers that always say you gotta work like this many hours. Let's go back to perspective. You said that everyone's perspective is different from one another, especially now living in the generations. It's obviously gonna be a lot different. So a lot of these motivational speakers are speaking about their time. They're not able to adapt 100% to like these times because they don't know how a 25-year-old thinks right now. They don't know how a 16-year-old thinks right now, or
Mhm.
when it's gonna be a lot different from when you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
Clearly, and there obviously is a balance. There has to be a balance because not everybody, like at one point, yeah, maybe like the oldest speakers could probably work 14 hours days, but now people may not be able to do that. So now they find a balance. I was actually watching a video, and they're like, use laziness to your advantage. So for every, I'll use this example to make it easy. For every 90 minutes that you work, give yourself a 30-minute break
Hmm.
because your brain is not able to hold that capacity of information. It needs a break. Like you're gonna get distracted after a while. Say, "Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I want to like text my boys. Oh, I want to go chill." So give your brain the opportunity to replenish itself. Have a balance. No one's asking you to work. Like I don't even work that much in a day, like 5 to 6 hours max.
Yeah,
And then I'm like, you know what? I need a break. If I work 10 hours, maybe it's because I have to do more promotions, more marketing. But there should be a balance in life. And anything you do, don't be too extreme. Like don't chill with your friends every single day because
yeah.
then you lose the suspense of like seeing them.
Mhm.
It's like what do you miss from seeing them every single day? Nothing. You saw them
Nothing.
yesterday.
Yeah, it's true. And like you said, everything you said is correct because I could point back to my own history. I did the exact same thing. Like when I first started out at the age of 18 or 17, I put so much emphasis on just like trying to figure out how to work in this new
Yeah.
field and learning all the skills and everything that I completely put off everyone else. And when I did that, I think everyone else had the either confusing reaction or a negative reaction, which actually did happen, right? And I tried my best to deal with it, but I could have done it a way better way, right? So if I had that
Well,
balance, it would have been way smoother. Obviously, people oppose
yeah.
to certain things that you do, but still, just having that over emphasis and still not being able to communicate what I really wanted to do at the time,
Hmm.
well, because obviously I was young, right? So
Yeah.
I think by us talking about these things, it does help a person who's 18 years old, 17,
Well,
16,
100%.
who might be in the same boat as us, right? It's like, what do I do? How do I talk to my friends about what I really want to do and not get ridiculed, not feel embarrassed or shy, and all these different things. I don't want to hide it, and therefore people see it by accident and stuff. Like we have to make sure to point out the steps, so therefore people could actually take those steps and be comfortable and happy with who they are and what they want to present themselves as
A
to
hundred
us in
percent.
society, right? So it's a
And I
beautiful
like
thing.
how you said talking about when you were 18. The only thing I could say is when you're 18 years old, like with Muhammad speaking about his past, I think you guys should take a lot from it because obviously he's giving you advice that's like priceless advice, talking about how he goes into his first entrepreneurship mindset at 18 years old, which is nerve wracking for people. But for Muhammad, obviously, he's a strong individual and he did it and he went with it. So I believe a lot of things you can learn. Like this is why we're using our podcast to give out and advice and information to help you guys. Because there's some motivational speakers that speak, I'm like, bro, you guys are dumb.
Yeah,
And if I ever meet them, I'm gonna tell them that to their face. I'm like, bro, I do not agree with anything you say. Sometimes I just want to chuck my phone.
yeah.
I'm like, chuck it. You know how you use your boomerang story,
Oh yeah.
and you're like, it's just waiting to come back. No, it's not gonna come back when I throw my phone.
That's funny.
Yeah. What's the last point, brother?
The last point is your passion. All right. Passion
Oh,
is a magnificent part of the human experience. There are so many things to be passionate about: art, nature, and humanity, to name a few. Passions can provide much needed direction towards a goal or experience that will allow us to leave our own unique mark on the world. The things that stir the deepest emotions in one's soul can speak to a higher calling to do something greater than one goat. uh, it's a real laugh, it's not fake. So, the things that stir the deepest emotions in one's souls can speak to a higher calling to do something greater than oneself, even if they might be in a mental or emotional place where things aren't that good at the moment. Understanding your passions can help you find a direct, distinct path that is guided by your values and unique perception of the world. Don't let them cool down to nothing. Stoke and steer those flames from time to time so they continue to burn and illuminate your path. We are all unique individuals. We all have something unique and valuable to contribute to the world. It may just take some time to find that the thing that you are meant to be and to contribute will happen when it's supposed to happen. Osama.
bro, listen. Anything I just said is right. The first episode, I'll say it again. The first episode, I said the further you go down the list, the more important it gets, which definitely defines your personality.
Yeah.
Your passion. I said this again. I'll say this again. There's no passion has no plan B.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and your passion should be something that no matter what people say, no matter what, no matter what comes in your way, it's not going to stop you from achieving your. We talked about goals. We talked about how your your goal starts from a dream. If your passion is legitimate, and you know deep down in your heart that no matter what happens, you're going to go after it, then that's a real passion. A passion can't be something where one day you wake up, you're like, you know what, I can pick a different passion. No, like like you. And by the way, you'll do a lot of projects before you find out what your passion really is. Like
Yeah.
Muhammad said, at 18 years old, I was doing anything but ways, and then for the longest time, he said, "Oh, you know what? This could be it." But your passion could possibly change. But when you find what your real passion is, believe me, nothing will nothing will change your mind from deviating from the fact that you want to be the greatest of all time.
Of course. Of course. Passion is like I talked about before, passion is everything. Like passion is that thing that's gonna motivate you when nothing else will motivate you. Like obviously motivation comes and goes. We all understand that. But that discipline, that self-discipline, you need discipline and passion. That passion has to push you, gotta make you excited. It gotta make you want to jump out of the chair that you're in, whatever environment that you're doing, to make sure you want to get back to work. Because obviously work
Mm-hmm.
isn't fun, but you know what the end game is. You know what you want to do. You know you don't want to work at that job. You know you don't want to be in a stuck environment that you don't like. You know you don't want to come home to an environment that doesn't make you happy. You know that you don't want to see your mom struggling, your dad struggling, your brother struggling, your sister struggling. You don't want to see the people around you struggling. You know you want to make a better change. So therefore, the only thing that's gonna alleviate those bad discrepancies is that passion that you put in. That passion you put into your personality, your attitude, your experience, your perceptions, your creativity, all those things. When you manifest those things with passion, if you add all that up and you just keep pushing, you don't stop until you get enough. No pun intended, Michael Jackson off the wall. But if you do not stop until you get enough, I'm telling you, man, woman, person, you will become who you need to become overnight. Overnight.
Yeah, yeah,
Whether it's
yeah.
overnight, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, the point is it will happen. It's only a matter of time because you're putting in the passion, you're putting in the willpower, you're putting in the actions, you're putting in the tools to manifest yourself into greater needs, greater feats as far as accomplishments, and greater circles as far as influence and friends and competitors, and
Mm-hmm.
also I guess co-opetition as well. That's another concept as well. But the point is passion, passion, passion. I never tasted passion fruit in my life, but the point is I'm pretty sure it's good. Either way,
Hey,
passion
man.
is something that you need to push yourself to alleviate the hurdles and struggles and hardships that you're currently going through.
Yes, sir.
And if
Yes,
it's
sir.
not for passion, waste doesn't exist. If it's not for passion, Osama and I are not friends. If it's not for passion, I might be doing something in my life that I'm not happy about at this current second. Same thing with
Oh,
Osama. But with
yeah.
passion, we know that we're not where we need to be. With passion, we know that we must work towards
You
our
have
goals.
something to live for.
We have something to live for. With passion, even if we hit our goals, we know that, hey, what's the next level? Because that passion
Exactly.
is never going to die. You can take everything away from us, but the passion is never going to die.
I'll thank Corona for that. Corona lit that fire up.
It's never going to die. Take everything away from us. Physical items, take everything. The point is that passion, that intellect, that fire, that desire, the attitude, the personality that keeps growing, we get everything back 10 times.
You know, Muhammad, all I need right now is one thing.
All right.
We're both holding microphones. I
Yep.
just need a microphone to speak my voice, and that's it. Don't need anything else.
Come on, bro. What's harder than that? What's harder than that?
Don't need
People,
anything else.
that microphone alone will take you to places you've never seen before. It'll let you meet people that you've never met before. It'll let you have conversations with fans that you didn't think that they listen to you on a daily basis. That microphone alone will let you see the world that you thought was only a box in a nutshell. That's that's the beautiful thing about life, and that's the beautiful thing about conversations like this. It only helps us break our old perceptions and gives us new ones that we'll use to guide the world into a better place.
Yeah.
Osama, please take us out, please.
Brothers, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody for listening to our podcast, episode 12. Make sure to catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And please follow Muhammad on his Instagram, Muhammad.global. You can follow me at Kusa300. Make sure to follow our Waze account at Waze 2.0. And then make sure you guys to follow us for updates. And if you have any questions or advice, make sure to contact us. We'll be happy to reply. And also you can catch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, all the other platforms. And guys, with that being said, peace. And you better go follow your passion after this podcast.
Peace.